What's going on, guys? This is a revised guide on how to beat the Molten Fortress in the first Descendant. My first guide was a bit long, I rambled a lot and yapped, and everybody let me know in the comments. And while I had no plans on making a new video, I finally decided that I should make a new video just to make it better. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So the Molten Fortress is actually not a very hard boss. The mechanic itself is not too difficult. I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to handle the mechanic, but also going to let you know, of course, the basis of the mechanic itself. So whenever you're fighting the Molten Fortress, it's going to eventually go immune. Once it goes immune, it's going to go underground and then pop back up in the middle of the map, and a bunch of poles are going to spawn all around it. Now, as you'll see in the clip right here, these are the poles that I'm talking about. You see these keypads that are here, right? So what you're going to want to do is shoot the circle portion to make that arrow line up to the right. Once it lines up to the right, you'll see that it's going to connect a beam to the surrounding ones. All the ones that do not have a beam connecting from it is the ones that you need to target. Once they have a beam that's lined up on each of them and it goes all the way around the boss, it will do an electric shock on the boss, which will then cause it to go back to being vulnerable and can take damage again after a brief cooldown period. During the time, it's going to shoot some fireballs, and if you'll notice those little red bars that are stacking up on the poles, that is an overheating meter or temperature gauge, as you could call it. Once that fills up all the way, it's going to actually randomly turn that arrow to a different location, which will then basically have you reset the entire progress of that particular pillar or pole. So what you're going to want to do is to either be incredibly quick and precise and just run and gun, shoot and match all of these, line them up quickly, and just be done with all of the pillars as quickly as possible. Or you're going to want to shoot the fireballs out of the sky in order to prevent them from, slowing you down or resetting any of your pillars. Now, another strategy that you can use that has been used a lot recently with Glay builds. If you want to be the person that is dedicated for your team to handle the fireballs to make this so much easier, you can equip a launcher that has a fairly high ammo capacity and run as Glay, and you can actually shoot the upper portion of the Molten Fortress turtle where the fireballs erupt from, and the splash damage from it and the AoE damage will actually destroy the fireballs before they ever spawn. Using Glay for this is the actual most optimal way to do it, because you can use the infinite ammo that she can do with ability extensions and stuff and make it last for a long period of time, that she can just spam infinite ammo, which will stop the fireballs from spawning, which will prevent them from hitting the pillars as much as possible. You can actually see it right here in the clip that I'm showing now. That Glay is sitting there just blasting everything, and there's still some that get out, but nowhere near as many would have if she had not been doing that. So while the Glay is sitting there doing that, or somebody else that might have a high ammo capacity version of that is doing that, what you can do is just sit here, run around, shoot the keypads as you see me doing here. Once they're all connected on all sides, the boss will get electrocuted and go back to being vulnerable once again, as you can see. Other than that, that is pretty much all there is to this boss fight. One other thing that I would like to cover that a lot of people seem to be very confused on. The arrows have to point directly to the right. Imagine you're looking at the face of a clock. You're going to want the arrow to be in the 3 o'clock position. So directly right, not upper right, lower right, directly right. The clock, or the arrows, rotate counterclockwise, which means to the left, for those of you who do not know. So if it's in the top position, it's going to go left and be in the upper left position. If it's right and you accidentally shoot it again, then it's going to go to the upper right position, and then it will go directly up, and so on. So everybody keeps typing in the chats in all of these fights, right. Like, people do not understand. And a lot of people have gotten the wrong idea and have been telling others that the way you do this encounter is by having all the arrows face the same direction. While they're not exactly wrong, it is right. You can't have all the arrows facing up and it work. That's not how it works. All of the arrows have to be facing to the right. So there is no... it always baffles me when I hear people say that they all have to be facing the same direction or just typing the direction in the chat, because I've had someone literally type in the chat left before, and it was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. So that's all I wanted to say. Hope this video was helpful for you guys, and if it was, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share it with others, and I will see you guys in the next one. Laters.